way.
Good boy, Shadow.
Right. So, so if anyone needs to leave, this is going to be recorded. You can share it with anyone that you want to. And
Hi, baby.
here we are. All right, so let me see. How do I? All right, if everyone just wants to make sure they're muted there too. And then, a lot of people always ask me like, well, what are you seeing right now? What are your patients coming in for? And it's true, like there's a lot of similarity during different times of year because every season is connected to a different organ in Chinese medicine. And so just how we know that the energy is different during a new moon and it's way different during a full moon. This is also how we go through the season. So I'm going to show you what spring is connected to and how the energy shifts so completely during springtime, and the things that we can be careful to look for so that we can nurture them better. Maybe some foods to avoid, but just some things to be aware of that is more likely to occur during this time of year. And like I said, any questions at any time, I love it. I feel like it's more interesting that way. Okay. All right. So first of all, spring, there's 5 elements in Chinese medicine. So we have fire, water, wood, metal, and earth. And each of these elements is connected to a time of year. So spring is the wood element. And so there is a direction that this energy flows. So coming out of winter, winter is a very inward, silent kind of energy. So there's a huge transition that comes from winter energy into spring energy. So even as you see everything start to come up and out of the ground, this is how the energy starts to rise in us, up and out. The springtime wood element is also connected to the eyes. So itchy, dry, blurry eyes, these things are all things connected to the liver as well, and things we might notice more in the spring, especially with allergies. In the body, it's connected to tendons and nerves. So I'll see more neuropathy or nerve type pains like sciatica. And also this energy kind of collects in the joint areas. So I might see some knee issues, elbow issues, hip issues especially. The meridians are the liver and gallbladder. The color is green. The emotions, and we're going to be talking about all of this: anger, resentment, frustration, and depression. This type of depression is more anger towards self rather than feeling lonely, which is a depression connected more with winter time, is feeling alone. This depression is more of like a down feeling about self. The taste is sour, which means sour foods are going to stimulate this organ system. Every organ system is connected to a time. So there's a Chinese clock. So 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. belongs to the gallbladder. 1 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the liver. So if we're not sleeping good during this time, that might mean that there's something we want to address in the liver and gallbladder systems. And the chakra that it's connected to is the heart chakra. Okay. So this energy flowing up and out, this is helping to really, if we have anything that we want to grow, an idea, a dream, this is the best time of year to do it because the energy is supporting growth. So right now, whatever you put out into the universe, it's like you can plant all of these seeds And then you will see what are the things that will grow depending on how the conditions are for whatever that is. But this is the time, like, who cares? Like, plan it all. Let's see what happens, but let's just plan it all there. So the two crystals that I picked for these, well, for the growth, I'll show you the crystals in a second. Green aventurine. This is such a great time to stimulate creativity. So even doing hobbies, engage in that creative energy. You want to have your mind open. Flexibility is key. And that's why I was glad that Janelle joined on as well, because we have to be flexible during this time when we go from that great big shift of an energy where we're more inward, and now all of a sudden everything's coming up and out. The first thing that we generally tend to do is resist this flow of energy. So we tense up, tighten up. So it's so good to do yoga to help keep you flexible in your body. That's going to help prevent aches and pains, but will also help you be flexible in your mind, in your thinking. And that's what I like the labradorite for as well. So the labradorite reminds me to keep your eye on the prize, but yet stay open to receiving some new information. Okay, so if I show these crystals here, here's the green aventurine. And I don't know, I play even with their names. So green aventurine, how about let's start a great adventure. This is one for growth. Really good for the heart chakra too. Any of your greens are going to be good for that heart chakra, keeping it open, keeping the energy flowing. And then red goldstone. And this one, I love it. I don't know if you can tell how sparkly and pretty it is in this light. But this one is going to help with creativity, but all of the crystals that sparkle remind me of the fairy energy. So it's that fairy energy that's in this earth right now that's helping everything to grow. So you're connecting with a lot of this more playful, creative energy. And then this is the labradorite. And when you move the labradorite around, you'll see that there's different things that you can see in your labradorite. And I was just telling Melissa the other night that I feel like my labradorite, which I know still has my unicorn, I can see my unicorn on it, but I'm like, I feel like it's changing. And it's not the labradorite that's changing, it is me and my perceptions and what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to see. So you can have a labradorite crystal and you always see something in it, but at different times in your life, when you're asking different questions and you pull out that same crystal, you might notice something completely different with it. Yes.
Are you supposed to like just hold the crystals like while you're walking or doing stuff, or are you supposed to like ask them questions? Like what are...
Yeah, so I definitely carry them around with you, but I would really hold them and really I really ask, like, how are you going to help me, and try to do like a little meditation and see what that crystal feels like it's telling me or making me feel like. You'll see that in your left hand is going to be the hand for receiving information. So if you hold these crystals in your left hand and ask these questions, see what kind of information comes to you. Everyone is so different in how they receive information. So it might, some people might hear things, some people might have memories of certain things come up, some people might just have a feeling. But you'll notice that if you take a different crystal into your hand, let me add people in here. Okay, so if you change up your crystals and ask these questions, it'll feel different. So I really encourage you to play with those, but definitely carry them around with you, whichever ones that you feel like you need. But it's so great to do even like little meditations with your crystals and see where they take you. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right. So let's go back here. Okay. So these are the meridians that are connected to liver, gallbladder, springtime. So the first one, the main organ, is the liver. So some people might actually get digestive issues and feel some right pain discomfort on that right side of the abdomen. This channel does go through the hip area and through the groin area too. So some people do feel some groin pain when I'm working on the liver channel here. This is the one that goes through the knee. So this is great for knee pains, especially on the insides of the knee. And then it goes, this is the one, if anyone out there gets acupuncture with me, the point between the big toe and the next toe is probably a point that every single one of you get. The gallbladder meridian is more on the outside of the body. This is going to be the one that goes back and forth on the sides of the head. So temporal headaches, also neck and shoulder pain. This is where we store a lot of tension, and this is where we become resistant to the change of flow and energy here. So we might tense up in this area. And then it goes all around the sides of the body into this area in the rear side here. That's that famous point for sciatic pain. Sometimes I'll even do a little elbow pressure point in there to relieve some of that tension that builds up in there. And sometimes this pain does go all the way down the side of the leg here. So on the lateral side of the knee. So all knee things, I'm working on liver and gallbladder. And this goes down to the pinky toe. Okay, so this is right where that sciatic nerve comes from. That's where I do that little elbow point in one of the gallbladder points. These are the most common aches and pains that I have coming in this time of year. Supplements that I love to use for these types of aches and pains. I didn't put my minerals in there, but I do love to use any mineral. Oh, I did put minerals there. Magnesium, calcium, added with some B vitamins maybe. The turmeric is going to help with inflammation, but the turmeric forte by MediHerb is probably the best form of turmeric that you can get out there. Turmeric is not only hard to get digested by your stomach, but then it has to go through a process in your gallbladder and your liver. And so the turmeric forte by MediHerb is the one that's really going to help get through and clear through all of your systems so it can work its magic on inflammation in the body. Boswellia zyme. So boswellia in general is really good for knee pain. That's by MediHerb. The boswellia zyme is good for some of the left side pains I see. So sometimes I see inflammation that's due a little bit more to maybe excess sugar in the body. And I'll see this more on the left side. Typically the sciatic pain I'll see on the right side of the body. When I see sciatic pain on the left side of the body, now I know I'm also addressing maybe some blood sugar issues that may also be causing some inflammation. Also your omega oils, those are all going to help with circulation and cutting inflammation. And your B vitamins, Cataplex B, either B or B core by standard process are going to be great ones to use. And I'm going to tell you why here. So, well, I know I talk about this later, but I didn't bring the Cataplex B up here, but one of the in standard process, what you'll see a lot in their line is bovine liver. And the reason why they put that in there is because these supplements are also not just helping like external parts of the body. They're helping the external parts of the body because they are helping the internal organs that are connected to them. So when you have liver issues, you want to take tissue of healthy liver to stimulate your own liver so that these issues stop occurring all the time. So it seems gross, but actually the liver meats are the most healthy, the most beneficial to our bodies. All other meats are going to have fats and toxins and icky stuff. So even though they'll probably taste way better, they're not as healthy at all and sometimes unhealthy for us. But all of the liver, all of the organ meats are very beneficial, very healthy. So when you take standard process, you're going way, way deep into the body to achieve what you want to achieve. Okay, any other questions so far here?
I got one quick question. Do you
Yes.
still have the gallbladder meridian if you don't have your gallbladder?
Yes, you absolutely do. So
Okay.
without a gallbladder, then you're definitely going to want to watch the slide of the foods to avoid and the foods to add in. But the gallbladder meridian is just a part, or the gallbladder organ itself is just a part of the flow of this entire system. The gallbladder goes through the brain, goes through, like it affects a lot of our hormonal system. And so you want to always just keep it without the gallbladder already. We're gonna have more likelihood of getting blocked in this meridian unless we're caring for it appropriately. So without the gallbladder, you'll be more likely to experience these types of things than someone who does have a healthy gallbladder, because their gallbladder is helping the flow of energy in these systems. But the liver is even the more important part here. So your liver is helping your gallbladder meridian as well. So you want to keep your liver very healthy.
Thanks.
And another question. Can you just say it? Because I don't know how to see everyone in here.
Yeah, you know what? This goes back to the fairy ones with the crystals.
Yeah.
It's best to ask during those times of 11 to 1 and 1 to 3.
No.
Or no, that's okay. You don't have to do it during those times.
No, but you'll probably be connected a little bit more to the fairy realm during those times. Like, especially because of dream time, especially because you're sleeping. But you can also connect to that energy even if you're just meditating. So, so if your energy is good, then your dreams, you'll probably get more messages through your dreams. But you can always meditate at any time of day, because usually when it's that time, that means those organ systems are weaker. So like it's like worse to drink alcohol after 11 o'clock because your gallbladder is already tired at that time. So you're putting way extra stress on it. But you can incorporate, just because as soon as spring starts, that means that this fairy energy wakens up, comes alive a little bit, to help with. So there's probably all different types of fairies during the year, but these are going to be the ones that help to really physically grow plants, but also to help grow our ideas, our dreams. Okie dokie. We good? Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. So these are the times again. And one of the things that occurs when your liver and gallbladder are stressed or weak are nightmares when you're sleeping. So these are usually nightmares about being chased by someone, or like someone coming into your house, like invaders. The liver and the gallbladder in Chinese medicine are like the general of the army. So they are always trying to protect the body from invasion. So this is going to be from viruses, pathogens, bacteria, anything that shouldn't be in the body. This is why our body creates antibodies against our own tissue. This is where like autoimmune things happen. So whenever there's autoimmune conditions, I'm working on liver and gallbladder for sure. And it's not the fault of the body. The body is like way smarter than we know. What happens is there's only supposed to be certain things outside of our cells. So certain things are supposed to stay contained within the cell wall, and then other things are outside. And then we have this guard like going through and seeing like what should be there, what shouldn't be there. If our cell, so inflammation causes the cell wall to be not as secure. And that's where we might get some of the DNA material that's only supposed to stay within that cell to leak out. Well, it gets picked up by these scouts, and then they bring it to the liver and they say, here's something that's not supposed to be here. So now the liver makes antibodies for it. So whenever we're working with autoimmune conditions, then we have to do a couple of things to try to help out the body. One of the things is to get those cells secure. So really cut out inflammation, strengthen up that cell wall, and then help the body's immune system. So there are ways to help the body heal this, but it is all because this is how we need things to be done in the body. The body is actually, it's not faulty. It's very, very smart. So nightmares kind of represent this idea that things are coming in that shouldn't be there. So it's like this bad energy that's coming in, invading me, my space, my body. So crystals that I love for this, for sure, amethyst. Okay, so pretty. But amethyst is your big protector. Amethyst is going to always connect you with the higher realms, higher energy, high vibration. Whenever anyone asks me, how do you get rid of negative energy? You know, I've got something in my house, what should I do? My answer is always raise the vibration. Of course, you can sage, of course, you can Palo Santo. But once you start giving attention to something, a lower energy, too much attention to it, we accidentally grow it. So what we want to do is when you elevate the energy, then that lower energy like doesn't have a home anymore. This is the same with our body, our immune system. Like when we are stressed, when we have a lot of bad thoughts, bad things going on, we are more vulnerable to attacks by any pathogens that can make us sick. So if you can stay happy, laughing, surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good, your immune system is going to be boosted up, and these other things are not going to be able to live in that condition. So even if they sneak in somehow, they're not going to be able to thrive in that type of home that you've created inside your body. I hope that's making sense. Another one that I love is jade for sleeping at night. Amethyst is just great to have in your room anyway, just to keep the vibration up. Also can calm your mind. You can put that one under a pillow. Jade, who is also my daughter. Jade is a great one to help calm your mind. So you can definitely put this one underneath your pillow just to help you release what you need to release and have your mind open to what you need to receive. And then another one, moonstone. Moonstones are so pretty. They have kind of that quality of labradorite, not quite too much, but just that shimmery energy. And that one is going to help connect you with the moon, also connect you with your emotions, and also connect you with some feminine healing energy. So when maybe you feel like you just need a little bit more nurturing, loving energy, moonstone is a great one to add in. I don't know who I just let in there. I'm scared because I had a Zoom bomber once and it was a very bad experience. Kind of funny, but kind of embarrassing. Okay, so hopefully I didn't just let in a Zoom bomber, but all right. Supplements to help you sleep. Best one ever for this time of year, Min-Chex. Min-Chex by Standard Process. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got your magnesium, your calcium, your relaxing Bs. Anyone who worries too much, who can't fall asleep because your mind is racing, it has stomach support, which stomach support in Chinese medicine is also connected to your mind. So if you worry too much, you're going to upset your stomach. And so this one does everything to really help calm your mind, calm your body so that you can get a great night's sleep. If that one isn't working as well, then I add in maybe Lunasam, which has a bunch of, that one's by Desbio, a lot of great ingredients to help you sleep. And if you like the homeopathic remedies, Perfect Sleep is a homeopathic dropper that you can add into there. Okay. So at night too, when we're dreaming, we can have like an array of different types of dreams. So we might have these scary, like nightmare type dreams, or we might have dreams of loved ones in heaven coming to visit us, or maybe like a sign of something that we should do. It all really depends on where we are at emotionally. Like your dreams are going to help you do what you need to do at that moment. So if we're carrying onto a lot of buried emotional stuff, our dreams are going to help us see that in a different way. So we'll see the story of how we're feeling in our dreams, which is great because then we get to see, oh, look, I still need to process that. I need to look over that, because when we're filled with all of that, we're not open. And we want to be open to receiving all of the messages that we're supposed to receive, the love, the gifts, everything we're asking for to come in there. But if we're full of things, bad thoughts, bad experiences, then we're going to tend to project that into our life. And that's what we're going to keep seeing all of the time, are these things that we're trying to forget about, trying to just push down. But yet here it comes again, and here it comes again, because your body, whatever you believe to be true has to be proven true. It will be proven true. So we have to take the opportunity to release whatever it is that needs to be released when it's time to go, like our bodies let us know. So those dreams might come, not necessarily because your liver and gallbladder are weak, but just because your body is offering you an opportunity to look at something that we need to work on to make our energy more flowing, more open. Okay, any questions there? Good so far. If anyone has a question, you can always just unmute yourself and ask me, because I don't really know how to see hands go up or anything like that. Okay, so for digestion, so this is gonna, Cheryl, you're gonna like this one too. A lot of times the weaker gallbladder is, one of the signs of that is burping. So especially if you eat fried or fatty foods, you'll notice that you belch or feel that come up after eating. Another thing is constipation. So dairy is a big one that can cause that if you have issues in this area. The AF beta food, this one is amazing to help with digesting your fats, breaking down foods, and to help calm down some of those symptoms. So both for the burping and the constipation. Sometimes just some gentle magnesium. The magnesium lactate is a great one. This one usually really helps to clear a lot of that up. Chew twice a day. Fencho is going to help a little bit deeper, it's got choline, which helps stimulate the bile in the gallbladder, and the fenugreek to help kind of clean up the gut area. Liftin is by MediHerb, and that's a real nice one too, just to kind of help with keeping regularity in any digestive issues. Plant therapy makes, yes, something called poop ease, which is really nice for kids and adults, but this is something where you could use more in this way if you were to use it topically on yourself. Usually what I'll do, so when you're using these oils, you can go ahead and just do like a little stomach massage here. Usually what I'll do is I'll start around the belly button and move in a clockwise manner, because this is the way that the intestines move. So you just want to go ahead and just keep flowing that energy in that way, just to help stimulate digestion.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So funny, guys, but my dog is on the Fencho right now. But I was wondering, is Fencho more like, is it good as like to help get out the toxins? Because I was going to try it. I like to take anything that she's on, but I didn't know really what it does. Does it help to eliminate toxins and like?
No, the one, and I'm going to talk about that one later, Spanish black radish. And I know that Bagheera's been on that one too.
Okay. But Fencho is more just for digestion issues.
It's gonna help clean up the gut. So like a lot of times people will take like over-the-counter stuff to help with bowel movements, but it's really not, like, you have a bowel movement, but it's really not cleaning up your intestines. The Fencho is going to help get like the mucus off the walls. It's going to do a lot like deeper cleaning. A lot of this stuff that gets missed when you take like some other things to just make you go. And so like things come out and you think, oh, great, but really the walls are kind of like lined up and stuck. And so the Fencho is going to help really get deeper cleansing through those intestines. And the choline is going to help the gallbladder with stimulating bile, which the gallbladder usually, like when the gallbladder is weak, that it's not stimulating as much bile as the body needs for that process to occur. Okay, did that answer?
Yeah, because I was afraid to take it, but I think I will, because I feel like it is a good like.
Oh yeah, it's
cleanse.
gentle. If you're worried, no, it's very gentle. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to have any
Right? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where did I go? Okay. So these are a list of the foods, I think I already mentioned them, that could irritate this system: alcohol, dairy, fatty foods, fried foods, and spicy foods. The spicy foods, I notice even more with people with their emotions. So if someone is already like very frustrated, angry, and then they eat spicy food, they could become more angry because you're like adding heat on top of heat. And so you might notice when you eat spicy foods, you have your temper. You can't keep it. It just explodes a little bit more, but sometimes those hot, spicy foods just bring that energy out a little bit more. So foods that are great, that support this system, beets, and beets is something you'll find in almost every single standard process supplement that supports the liver and gallbladder. Lemons and limes are that sour taste again, so that's going to help stimulate the function of the gallbladder and also help with detoxing in the body. Your cruciferous vegetables, so this is kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, all of your deep greens. And a trick with those is when you cook up, like say Brussels sprouts, if you fry some up and you pour some lemon and lime over them, it's delicious. So I would definitely try that. Your Spanish black radish, this is the one that's really going to help more with detoxing. And And it's really a great supplement. A lot of people buy all of these other supplements to help with detoxing, but the Spanish black radish it's just a food supplement that tells the body, signals the body to start creating everything it needs in order to help with detoxing. It is so stinky. Like you open it up and it is one of the stinkiest supplements, but probably one of the best for helping with detoxing. And then you're going to want, if you need that support, you're going to want to have the liver organ meat, which is in so many of the standard processed supplements, even their B vitamins. So then you don't need to eat any of that. Okay, so here's the emotions that come up here. Anger and frustration are the number one emotions. Now remember that this one is connected to the heart chakra. So you think like, what? Anger, frustration, how is that connected here? The heart chakra is all about love and me wanting to give my love to others and me wanting to receive love back in return. So a lot of times this anger and frustration comes from that feeling that either my love is not good, it's not useful, it's not helping, or I'm not being loved back, or maybe I'm unlovable. And so we get these anger and frustration emotions that come from this. Really, the anger and the frustration is just a signal that something needs to change, which is really funny because the liver and the gallbladder hate change. So someone who is good in their liver and gallbladder energy is good with change. People who are not can't stand change, like things to be always just how they are. If someone says, we're having dinner at 5, and then they call at 3 and say, change of plans, it's gonna be 7 because whatever reason. Someone with liver and gallbladder energy that's weaker, it's going to really, really anger them because they did everything already to make sure that things were done at 5, and then they probably had things later to do at 7, 8, or 9. And so now plans just get messed up, and so it's hard for someone to adapt or be more flexible to these changes in plans. And if you know someone that's like that, then you should respectfully not do that to them. Know that change is, they don't like that kind of thing, but also help them for when something like that is unavoidable. Okay, how can I help you? I know everything just got shifted and changed, so what can I do to like make things a little bit easier? This liver and gallbladder energy, it's measured by this, like from 1 to 10, how much stress are you feeling right now? So some people might wake up at like a 3, like slept really good, have an easy day. So going throughout their day, they might never reach that level of 10 of too much stuff going on. But some people are in chronic pain. Some people don't sleep well at night. Some people have a lot going on. And so for them, it doesn't take too much. It could take 1 phone call and that's it. And that gets the energy lifted all the way to the 10. So you have to be mindful in your own body of where your energy, where your stress level is at. If it's high, take your minerals, take your min checks to get that lowered. And if it is high, maybe when the phone is ringing, check who it is and don't answer. If you know it's something that's going to upset you, you just have to learn how to nurture this energy. Everyone is going to be feeling all of this type of stuff right now, but if your liver and gallbladder are already weak, then this is going to be even more right now. The symptoms where I can tell that the energy is off here, people will tell me I got pain that like in my right shoulder just comes and goes, no rhyme or reason. One day it feels fine, the next day it doesn't. Sometimes it's after I eat dairy, but sometimes I eat dairy and it's fine. But this is all again that 0 to 10. So if you were at 8 and then you ate dairy, it might flare up the shoulder pain. If you're on vacation and you're at 0, the dairy might not bother you one bit as much as you eat it. Might just get that up to a 5, but your body can tolerate it. Depression is another thing that's very common right now, but this is more, again, like anger at self. Okay, this is, say I'm driving to work and everyone on the street is an idiot. So I tell my front desk girls, man, everyone out there is an idiot. And I go into my office and start doing my work. And then the next day I'm like, God, everyone out there is an idiot. And I get back into my office and I do my work. And after about 3 weeks of saying this over and over, I realized, I'm like, God, that's what all I say every day. I keep complaining about how everyone driving out there is an idiot. Well, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the idiot driver out there. Okay. And this is like, so this energy is supposed to be going upward and outward. And now all of a sudden it's sinking in. And that's like we're on it, holding on to an anchor and just sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And all we have to do is let go. But we're so mad that we don't. And so if you understand this, then maybe you can have compassion for self and know that this is just what you're feeling, needing a little bit more love, and decide to love you where you need to be loved and let go and start letting things come back in again. Okay. So some of the crystals that I love for this, all of your blue crystals are going to help calm this excess fire energy. So I love sodalite too, because sodalite's going to help with your throat and with you expressing this anger. It doesn't even mean that you have to say it to anyone. It just means that you have to understand this truth yourself. You have to be able to let this anger out. So even if it's that you journal about it, you talk to yourself about it, you talk to your crystals about it, you talk to your guides and your angels about it, but it's just something that we don't want to say like, oh, go, you're a bad thought, get back where you came from. This is not, we want to release this and we want to understand it. And we want to allow it to be loved so it can be healed. Smoky quartz. Smoky quartz I love because it's grounding. So it will help calm and ground you. But yet, because it's in the quartz family as well, it still helps you to be open to the messages that you need to hear at this moment. So it'll ground you, but it'll also help you with guidance. And then the hematite, I didn't grab these guys either, I forgot. But for the hematite, I love the magnetic hematites. So, and you can still just use one. But when you take them, you can really just kind of like go over like all of your energy, all of your chakras. You can go over your hands, your meridians, whatever it is. You can just kind of drape this one up and down your body. You imagine that magnet part is really helping to take away all of that energy that is not you. Okay, so all of the defense mechanism things that we have tried to protect ourselves with, we're just using that crystal to help release all of that which we are not, so that what we are left with is our true soul self, the whole reason why we really came to be here. If you are strong, if you have issues in this liver, gallbladder, wood element, then your gift to the world is that you love unconditionally. You try to love unconditionally. You help people love themselves, be happy in themselves, see strength in themselves. All of these symptoms that we have, this is our own thing because we've had life experiences. And because of these life experiences, we don't want anyone who we love to ever feel what we felt like in those moments. So we fill them with the opposite. We fill them with just be you. Everyone will love you. Even though I have in my experience, I try to go out there and shine my light and be me and nothing. Okay, so because I don't want anyone else to feel that way, I'm going to make sure they all are filled with all of this. So when I talk about all of these symptoms, weaknesses, these are really just illusions, things that we need to release from the body, things we need to support in the body, love in the body, nurture in the body. That I promise you, everyone that you love is receiving everything you felt you were without. Okay, so function, are we good here? Everyone's good? Okay. General of the Army. So liver and gallbladder are, when you're strong, great at making decisions. These are going to be your leaders. People who have strong liver and gallbladder. Weak liver and gallbladder, very hard to make a decision. Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Very like afraid of making the wrong decision, basically. This energy is this upward, outward energy. So people that have strong liver gallbladder have a lot of energy, usually even like talk loud, like just like this energy is just like bundled inside, ready to come out. Assertive yet flexible. So even gallbladder has this gall word in it, which is this extreme boldness. So sometimes people who have an excess in this energy, like you can't believe they just said that, just did that. As far as using a crystal to help identify more with like this heart chakra, what I was talking about at the beginning, whatever crystal is your favorite, whatever one is the most beautiful to you, whatever one feels the most lovable. And whatever one it is that you choose, right? And if anyone wants to do this right now, if you just think of your favorite crystal and if you were to explain to me why it's your favorite, like how does it make you feel? Why would you give this crystal to someone else? What kind of person would you give this one to? Someone who needed blah, blah, blah. Or what this represents to you. This crystal helps me to get blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you just a second just to think about that and just get something in your head. But this crystal is you. So whatever associations you put to that crystal, that is you. This is what you represent to others in this world. This is the love that you came to be. If you were a crystal, this is what you would be, and this is what you would give to others. And so why do we need these crystals then? Because we forget who we are. We forget sometimes. And so these crystals remind us and allow us to take back our power. All right. Anyone want to share what their crystal was or any words that came to mind? You don't have to.
I always keep my rose quartz near me.
Yes, see, you're a heart girl. What was one of the words that came up for you?
All of them. All of them. Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense for you? So you are rose quartz.
Very much.
Yep, and
Yeah.
you're rose quartz for everyone you love.
Right. I want to keep negative energy out for everyone. Just peace and love.
Well, all you have to do is be around them, and that will happen. And just remember that you are rose quartz. So when you have it with you, it's just to remind you who you are.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. Okay, so some other things that you have to wrap up here that things are connected to here. They talk about wood promotes fire in Chinese medicine. So when we get really stressed out in this energy and we get this fire energy going, it promotes other fire energy, which is the heart. So watching like blood pressure and protecting the heart's really good. So if you are already prone to things like that, great time to take cardiotrophin, PMG, organically bound minerals, and the cataplex B core. I would take them all. They're all just so good for your heart. Water promotes wood, so that's the kidney system. So a stronger kidney system can help this anchor this liver energy. So especially if you have any bladder symptoms, then you're going to want to incorporate things such as the Rena food, Alboplex, kidney bladder meridian opener, Rena path. Wood controls the earth. And so this has to do with digestion. So too much stress can cause weak digestion. So if you're having any kind of like heartburn, acid reflux, the Gastrux is really great. There's also one called High Pep by MediHerb. And the Premier Digest has all of your enzymes plus some support for the stomach and also apple cider vinegar. So great to take with your meals. So especially if you have any like gas bloating, so that your body can break down and use that food for energy. Metal controls wood. So metal is the axe that can cut through. So boosting your immune system. So when we're too stressed, our immune systems can go low. So what you want to do is make sure your immune system is really strong, especially if you are anticipating more stress. Conjuplex is always a great one for this. One of the crystals that I love for the immune system is the orange calcite, the raw orange calcite. To me, that's like vitamin C. So that's a really good one to hold on to as well. As far as detoxing goes, this is a great time of year to help encourage your body with detoxing. But what I would say is the very first thing you want to do is try to eliminate any foods that are causing inflammation in the body. So you don't want to go, it's like if you already have this small fire going, all of these foods are like logs that you're throwing onto the fire. And then you're just going to make that stronger. Now you take all of these anti-inflammatory medications or whatever it is, and it's just like showing up with like a water gun and squirting this down. What we really need to do is stop adding logs onto that fire. So this is a great time of year to really try to take out some of those more inflammatory foods. Number one, sugar. Okay, so sugar, that could be even excess carbohydrates, dairies, the lactose is the sugar part in the dairy. You're going to want to try to cut those foods down to let your body calm down. And then if you want, you can make sure, first of all, that all of you're going to the bathroom regularly, you know, at least once a day, because if you start detoxing too heavy at this point and your systems are not open to eliminate properly, you're going to end up with rashes, eczema, acne. All of these things start coming out then through the skin because the body doesn't have the elimination systems open to get rid of these toxins once we start removing them. So
Dad asked, how would you take the apple cider vinegar with the meal?
So you can either take the pill just right when you're done eating. Zypan is something else that standard process makes, or if you're just drinking the apple cider vinegar, then go ahead and drink that, but just with your meal. We don't want to acidify the stomach if we're not eating. We only want that acid to be, as we age, we have more of a problem with creating the proper acid that we need. And so, but it's only stimulated naturally when we're eating, when we start digesting, chewing our food, breaking down food. So you really only want to take that apple cider vinegar when you're having your meals. So if you can't do the liquid, like bring the liquid with you, I would get the pills, especially if you are having gas, bloating, or any type of like heartburn, reflux issues. If the apple cider vinegar is making that worse, you have to stop that, and we have to do some healing first on your gut. But eventually we're going to get to the point where we need to add in the apple cider vinegar to help you break down those foods. Did that answer? You can unmute yourself if trying to see. Who asked that question? Oh, that was Tad?
I did.
Oh, thank you.
And you did answer it. Sweet.
Thank you. All right. Well, are there any last questions? Anyone who watches this video and any of the supplements or the crystals that I mentioned, tell them that you saw the video and you get the 30% discount off of these supplements right now. So any name that I mentioned on there, and I'm gonna actually have a list at the front desk for the girls. So you can even just go through the list and say, give me that, that, and that. And you'll get your 30% off. And this is gonna be, we're gonna have this video going for a couple of weeks. So if you wanna share it with anyone or watch it over, something that you missed, we will have that soon in the next Constant Contact. All right, well, I wanna thank.
I have a question.
Oh yes, of course.
A friend of mine recently was told by her massage therapist about a grounding mat to move her energy around. And she told me about it, and she said, you know, this might help you with your fibromyalgia. And so I was doing some research on it. Do you have an opinion on them?
Do you know what the brand is? Like
no.
Earthing or something like that?
Earthing. That's it.
It's
She
great.
said she got it on Amazon.
It's great. I have one.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Feel that it's beneficial.
Very beneficial. Very calm.
Okay.
It's nice. It's very calming, relaxing. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm all for it.
Okay, thanks.
You got it. Okay, anybody else? All right, beautiful. Well, thank you everyone.
I love the class. Thanks.
Yeah, I loved it.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
I miss you guys, some that I haven't seen in a while. So good to see you. And see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.